So how are you with pressure? If you're me, it depends on the day and the time and the situation. Here's the funny thing about pressure. Pressure doesn't have a definitive beginning and end. Pressure can come in the middle of a conversation. So here's what I want to talk about today. How can you alleviate pressure with something simple, workable, that takes that edge away? So I'll give you an example. Look, there's all sorts of long-term strategies that you can do. Therapy, meditation, yoga. For this moment, I want to focus on something simple right now that you can utilize. And literally, if you can count to 4, you can turn your head around, which in essence turns the conversation around and turns it in your favor. Part of this mindset is what I call the Navy SEALs approach. So I work with a renowned psychologist, therapist. His name is Joe Dowling. He's local. He's based in Philadelphia, PA. So one of the things that Joe has implemented with me is utilizing a tactic where we are taking on the breathing techniques of Navy SEALs. Yeah, I mean it. Navy SEALs breathing. This is taught in their training to alleviate a panic attack. Like you're drowning and you can't get out of this body of water, what do? Well, here's an example of what you would do. You breathe in short bursts. Think of the number 4, 4, 4, 4. There's your clue. So, what will you do? You will breathe in. Then you will hold. And then you will exhale. That's it. 4, 4, and 4. Then we're going to add one more thing, and this is Joe's specialty, which is putting a mark of an accomplishment while the breathing is going on. And obviously, 4 times 3 is 12 seconds is what we're talking about. So it's not a long-term procedure, but it gives you long-term effects. So when you're doing that, you're going to remember something that you've accomplished. Maybe it's linear. Maybe it's a similar conversation that you had, a similar presentation that you had, a similar moment. Maybe it has nothing to do with the present situation. Like for me, I've run in the past. I've tied in moments like when I've run a marathon. I've run a half dozen of them, as a matter of fact. And so I can incorporate, oh my God, I never thought I was going to do that, finish that marathon, run around in Berlin, Germany, in another country by myself in another language. When I do that, I'm like, but I did. So you tie together that accomplishment. You've got it too. You've got a million different variables. So you tie that together with the breathing. It cements what you would call this body of evidence. You've done something really powerful before. So when you start to short circuit, disconnect, get panicky, and you hear the edge in your voice and you start to get tight and compressed, and the old adage, you never want to see them sweat. Well, look, they can hear you sweat too, and it ain't good. So all of a sudden they're thinking, he ain't ready. He's not prepared, not confident, something must be wrong. You're going to take the 4, 4, 4, 4, right? 4, 4, 4 breathing technique. Incorporate in your mind a successful vision of what you've done in the past. Anything will do. Lock those 2 in, and then all of a sudden, you get more calm. Remember, the most highly trained military specialists are using this to come out of panic. I'm not comparing what they've gone through to what we're going through, but let me tell you, I don't know that I've ever encountered anything in real life that goes to that. So I'm going to take advantage of that breathing technique. And when I get there and I'm more confident, I can speak more clearly, and then I can be understood. And when I'm understood and I can then focus on you, I can be heard, there's fewer distractions, and then we all get to move along. So I highly suggest trying it. Let me know what you think about that, but I'm telling you, it has worked for me over and over and over again. And also look up my friend Joe Dowling. He's incredible, has worked with the NFL, the University of Pennsylvania, Drexel University. He's serious business. His book is called Zonefulness. I would check that out. And then you'll breathe a little more easily.